With the Genshin crossover coming to an end, we are more than ready to welcome the next crossover that Grand Summoners decides to drop on global. Honestly, I am very excited for the Index crossover and... What do you mean we're not getting the Index? Oh. The next crossover we're getting on Grand Summoners Global is a rerun of One Punch Man. Every character on this crossover got buffed, but we're not here to talk about the buffs, mainly because Saitama and Genos are the only two good characters of the crossover, but today we will talk about the new Ascent character we're gonna be getting, and that's none other than Hero Saitama. Hero Saitama has some pretty funky stuff going on for him. The main things that make him a game changer are his skill and his true arts. His skill will increase his own art gauge depending on how many times he has used his skill, with 10 on every use. So on the first use he will get 10, then 20, then 30, and so on, until he will be able to get 300 art gauge from his skill alone, which can be insanely good in long-form content, such as the Nova Palaces. His true art is a barrier, which literally no one expected Saitama to have a barrier for his entire team, but it also provides 30% DR for the entire team, while also blocking 8000 damage. This can work really well with his slots being a 5-star physical, a 5-star defense, and the second 5-star physical or defense on LP7, meaning you will be able to have 30% DR from his true art and 2 different defense slots, which has a lot of tanking potential, and we're talking about Saitama of all people, the man who's known for defeating everything in one punch. Speaking of defeating everything in one punch, they also gave him Defense Ignore on his super art, alongside a massive 300,000% multiplier, and in case that wasn't enough, they also gave him the damage boost passive that Veldora and Delta have, but instead of 2%, it's at 3%, which is straight up unreal. They also gave him 100% resist on every stat element in the game, because why not? But at least they didn't give him some kind of stat boost on his hit to make further use of that ability. However, they did give him some passive boost on his stats if his true weapon is equipped on him, which will give him a 30% boost on all of his stats, and actively will increase the user's damage, and if the user is a light unit, they will also get a 50% boost on their attack. This guy's overall kit is insane, breaking some insanely fast animations, high damage output, and some insane slots. I mean, a triple 5-star slot is an absolute madness, especially since 2 of them can potentially be defense slots on LP7. But should you summon this man? Do you think he will live up to the hype, or he will be here for a month and be forgotten afterwards? Well, there are some factors to know if he's worth summoning or not. First and foremost, that true art providing that 30% DR can be huge with someone like Genshin, who gives passive DR for every light ally on the team, and you can potentially have 4 5-star defense slots, provided you get Saitama at LP7, if you also add BF Emperor on the team. With 70% DR and 4 5-star defense slots, there isn't really anything to stop you. You'll just keep going and going, with 2 art generers and 4 5-star defense slots, and barely anything will be able to hurt you in any way. However, let's say you don't have Genshin, for example. Well, you will still have 30% DR from Saitama's true art and 2 to 3 defense slots, and the same can be said if you don't have BF Emperor and have Genshin, but with Genshin you get some extra DR. You could also pair him with someone who has another DR passive, such as Wargod Fen, Ultimate Paladin Roy, or even Zay, and you will still be able to have tons of DR either way, but he will still be good in general. Nothing too over the top, but he's pretty close. But yeah, that's going to be all from me. Let me know down in the comments if you're going to be summoning for this man. Personally, I am a bit of the fence. I might summon him, I might not. I guess I will see what the part 2 of Index has to offer before I make my final decision. And that's pretty much everything there is to it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, helps out the channel a lot, and leave a comment about how you feel about this new Saitama. And hey, if you're new here, wanna subscribe with a bell on to never miss a video just like this one right here. Once again, I want to thank you all so much for watching, I hope you did enjoy, and I will of course see you in the next one.